Doctor, how can you tell if someone has a hormone deficiency or an imbalance?
Well, if it's a minor deficiency, sometimes it's not that easy. And it expresses itself, and I'm talking about women now
Hmm.
in that perimenopausal age bracket. Sometimes as it's creeping on, where the deficiency is starting to happen, it can be more vague. They can be a little more tired, put on a little more weight, which women do not like,
Hmm.
and not think as clearly. So it's like many things, they're vague. They can be vague at the outset, but then at a certain point, it gets more obvious
Hmm.
that what in the heck is going on here? Did someone just turn the heat up 100 degrees, or is it taking place in my body?
Yeah. Is testing a good idea, hormone levels?
Well, it depends. Oddly enough, initial testing isn't that necessary
Mm.
or helpful. Now, when I first got interested in menopause, I did a lot of testing. I knew what state-of-the-art testing was, and I love numbers, and so I did a lot of testing. But what did I learn? That the women were low in hormones.
Hmm.
And I already knew that because they were telling me the symptoms that told me, this is like an estrogen deficiency or progesterone deficiency or testosterone deficiency here. It's classic.
Hmm.
It's not subtle usually. And and I said, well, look at that. I'm asking them to spend $250, $350, and I'm looking at these exquisite laboratory reports of these hormonal 24-hour urine hormone reports, and they're low. Uh, I already knew that. Plus, I don't have anything to compare it to because perimenopausal women, menopausal women, they don't walk into my office and say, look at this. This is my 24-hour urine hormone test when I was 22 at the peak of my
Hmm.
hormonal, and now I'd sure like to compare it with what I got going on now. They don't have this initial test.
Hmm.
No one's testing women, and nor should they. Nor should they be tested when they're young.
But is it important to, there's a school of thought to get a baseline test to know what normal is for each person since it's different and
Well,
then
I'd
know
love
where
to
to.
have that. And I actually have a total out of 20 years of doing menopause alone. I'm 40 years a doctor. I have three women, and they were two of them were 30 and one of them was 27, and they were sent there by their mothers.
Hmm.
And their mothers were my patients, and their mothers were in menopause, and their mothers had already seen the beauty of what testing can do.
Hmm.
And they just wanted them to come in and get baselines. Now that would be great, but it's not a universal practical thing. And I don't want to diminish testing. I wouldn't be sitting in the seat if I hadn't had just a robust interest in testing. And we always test. We test every single woman,
Hmm.
but we test them later in the process. Once we put them on hormonal programs and they say to me, "Gosh, I think we've got it. I think we found the right doses." I say, "Now we're going to test you." Now, testing is imperative, and we also test women, most of them every year or every other year, do 24-hour urine hormone panels, which are very extensive. And so I don't want to seem like I'm not a major advocate of
Hmm.
testing, because I am.